We meticulously track intellectual capital and financial capital, building spreadsheets, running forecasts, and basing hiring decisions on hard skills. Yet, in high-stakes professional environments, we systemically ignore a third asset, social capital. The absence of this asset functions as a hidden tax. When skilled technical talent cannot bridge the gap between data and dialogue, their ideas stall and high-value opportunities slip away. We often attribute this failure to a lack of innate charisma, assuming interpersonal effectiveness is a genetic trait. Behavioral science proves otherwise. Conversational fluency is a learnable behavioral architecture. When you master its mechanics, you generate interpersonal leverage. This architecture aligns you with a counterpart's cognitive frequency, creating a relational gravity that draws people into your ideas rather than pushing data at them. Mastering this biological system provides an economic multiplier, eliminating friction and guiding mutual compliance without coercion. This split-screen scenario represents two professionals delivering the exact same economic proposition to leadership. The data is identical, but their interaction models diverge. Pitch A, on the left, utilizes a purely analytical approach. By ignoring human behavioral heuristics, it generates immediate resistance. Pitch B, on the right, initiates a strategic exchange based on similarity before a single folder is opened. The professional on the right consistently yields faster agreements, signed contracts, and elevated professional respect. These interaction choices translate into hard, measurable economic value by removing the psychological barriers to agreement. The first systemic multiplier for generating this value is the law of reciprocation. Human societies function on a biological rule of uncoerced obligation. We feel compelled to repay what another person provides us. We can measure this in a field study involving restaurant servers. Before presenting the bill, servers provided an unexpected personalized gift, pausing to offer an extra mint with individual attention. This chart tracks the resulting gratuities. That minor intervention caused the tip rate to spike, yielding a 23% increase. That return was driven by the manner of delivery and the feeling of personalization, rather than the cost of the mint itself. To scale this, researchers observed investment bankers arriving for work and asked them to donate a full day's salary to charity. This chart shows the baseline donations for the control group. In the experimental scenario, the researchers proceeded the same request with a small packet of sweets. The financial contributions from these high-net-worth bankers more than doubled. Providing personalized value first creates a network of psychological obligation, increasing the likelihood of an uncoerced yes to subsequent requests. The second economic multiplier is the liking principle. Affinity accelerates compliance. We prefer to say yes to people we like, and we can manufacture that affinity by identifying genuine similarities in background, values, or experiences. An experiment compared two cohorts of business professionals engaged in contract negotiations. Cohort A was instructed to dive straight into the numbers, which resulted in high friction and stalled talks. Cohort B was instructed to exchange personal information and identify a shared similarity before contract discussions began. Establishing that similarity resulted in a successful agreement rate of 90%. Furthermore, the joint financial value of the negotiated agreements increased by 18%. Treating conversations as strategic exchanges of shared identity resets the economic ceiling of the negotiation. Simply knowing these psychological rules exist is insufficient for professionals. The execution gap occurs because these biological triggers, reciprocation and similarity, cannot be activated by a script. They depend on your ability to observe a room's mood and listen for specific personal cues. Under pressure, the brain defaults to data dumping, losing the situational awareness needed to find common ground or the composure required to project warmth. This creates the need for a chronological, predictable roadmap to execute those triggers reliably. The solution is the SAMVAD architecture, a sequence of 6 operational phases designed to navigate every stage of a professional interaction. To find the cues for similarity and value, we begin with scan, assessing the social environment, and articulate, packaging thoughts with cognitive fluency. To maintain the presence required to hear those cues, we use mind, achieving psychological presence, and vibe, projecting the emotional safety that triggers trust. Finally, we close the loop with assert, speaking your truth, and drive, steering the conversation toward mutual action. By permanently locking the scan, articulate, mind, vibe, assert, drive sequence into your subconscious, you transform the unpredictable art of conversation into a high ROI corporate system.